not flushing. The siphon needs to be replaced. And these ones, it's nice and easy. Turn the water off from there. And let's do this then. Water's been turned off. As you can see, the water's off. Get the wet back on. Stay a little bit there. And the wet vac is full. Look at that. There's a lot of water there, man. While I'm here, what I'm going to do, that's constantly dripping as well. I change the fill valve, I change the siphon, and I have to change this flexi as well. So the water's been turned off now. Let's take the flexi off. Everything's out, giving it a good good clean. This is the actual siphon that I prefer to use, Viva, and it's adjustable as well, so you get a better flush. Here's the bottom entry fill valve. Decided to go for the same upper one, so let's put this together. All is full, first flush, moment of truth. All good. We'll test it a few times now. I've got a leak. This culprit here. It's leaking. We'll pull it out. I've undone everything, but can't get this bloody thing off, so I'm going to drain it all down again so I can change it. So this job's done. I've put in a new isolation valve there. I've changed the tap connector there. It didn't leak with that washer, but just for good measure, I've done that. As you can see, siphon changed, fill valve changed, the fins at the bottom here changed, no leaks, job done. Another boiler repair here, and we've got an F29 ignition lockout. Let's see what's going on here. So first things first, I'm going to reset the boiler. And now I'm listening out to what the boiler's going to do. Just having a little listen. Let me open it up as well. Insulation is all over the shop. Look at that. Okay, let's get a demand. Ooh, so we've got a leak. As you can see, got a water leak there. Diverter is leaking. You can't see it, but it's leaking from that pin. Diverter valve. Let's see what's happening. Why it's got an F29. So if you have a look here, you can see that the boiler is actually sparking. Yeah. So you can see right there. Boiler sparking. To me, it looks like the gas valve because it's doing everything it needs to do. The fans running, pumps running, everything's running. It's just not letting gas in there. So it's something to do with gas valve or gas supply. That's just from using basic logic. Let's see what it is. Let's look further into it. Okay, so I've got the U gauge connected to the inlet. I want to see if the gas valve opens because I think it's the gas valve. You could tell as well as the fan does not sound healthy whatsoever. You hear that? But you can see right there the gas valve's not opening at all. Okay, so I've just given the gas valve a good thump with the grips, and as you can see, I fired it up. So the solenoid was stuck on the gas valve here. Giving it a good little thump, and now it all works. So, in my opinion, we need a new. Oh, crap! This has come off. One sec. So I'll talk to the customer. I'm going to say new diverter, new gas valve, and she needs to be looking at getting a new fan in the future, which is going to be a costly repair. So we're going to see what happens with this boiler. In this job here, we've got a quick and easy bar shower replacement. So just going to take the bar shower out, shut the water off, take the bar shower out. You know, a few times I've done this job and I've not actually shutting the water off, because if you can't shut the water off, all the water will go in the shower tray anyway. So sometimes I don't even shut the water off. I'll just take that nut off, let the water just go out in here and put it back. Maybe in the videos in the future where I can't shut it off, I'll show you me doing that. But for now, I'm going to shut the water off and get this changed. This is the shower that I'm going for, the Mira Atom. It's not the Atom actually, Mira Adapt. It's either this or the Triton mixer showers that I normally go for. So the water's off, as you can see. It's a shame though with these new builds. They always put the cheapest crap in, don't they? Then I always use a spanner, never use grips, because then it doesn't damage these nuts. Yeah, so that's been loosened up. Should be able to take it off with my hand now. That's that done. Now, you see, this is the problem sometimes with these newer ones. They're thicker. Because they're thicker, there's no way I can grab onto that. Yeah? So I thought I'd show you that. So I'm going to put the old ones back on. See, these older ones are a lot thinner. The washer's already in there. ready to go with one hand. Show you guys how easy it is. So the shower's now been installed, the Mira shower. Let me show it to you working. That's on water saving mode, that's on full. Pressure here is crazy. I'm going to put the loop behind the actual shower itself. So this job is now done. So we've got a Mira shower here, so we've pulled the cartridge out. As you can see, here's the body. Yeah. And here's the actual unit right here. The issue that we were having here was, what was the issue? It was low hot water.
Low hot water.
Yeah, low hot water. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give these a clean out, put these back in and see if it helps. Everything's turned off now, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So we need to see if I can get some water for somewhere. Put the shower back together. Clips back on. And as you can see, this is the Mira Select. That's the Mira Select there. So what we did, we took the cartridge out, gave it a good clean, and to seal it, because it was leaking, I flipped the cartridge the other way around and I've actually managed to seal it. So this is done now. So if you do have this shower, you can take it apart. But again, it's only the decent brands that you want to work with. The Miras or the Growers are the only ones that I actually work with. Anything else, I'll say to the landlord or whoever it is to replace the shower itself. So we've got a boiler repair here, yeah? It's a Worcester. So when I got here, they said the heating wasn't working. And it was simply just this dial here. It wasn't on, it was on the off position. But have a look at this. Have a look at this little beauty here. So, because somebody didn't want to change PRV, they've put a female elbow there, PRV, and they've put their own one in there. She's not allowed. Okay, so this boiler here, I've got down to the bottom of what it was. So the issue was, whenever there was a demand for heating, the boiler was overheating when there was a demand. So I checked the pump out. I have realised I do have a weak pump. And the next thing to check was the diverter. And what I found was, when there was a demand for heating hot water, it wasn't moving. That pin there was stuck. What I simply did was pull this motor out, gave the diverter a little bit of a fiddle up and down, and I freed it. Once I freed it, that was it. Put it back together, and the heating went straight on to maximum. And as you can see now, it's working the way it should. And then what I'm doing now, I'm just servicing the boiler, just doing the gas calibrations. The heating's been on, expansion vessel's fine, but that there, and I think they've actually got a leak on the PRV as well. So I'll have to figure out, ring gas safe and see what I need to do about this here. So on these boilers, it's important to check the seal on top of this heat exchanger. What I do, I normally get the FGA, put it above here and see if I get any reading. If I do get any reading and the boiler is at risk, then that seal needs to be changed. But this boiler seems to be fine. Yeah. The readings on this boiler seem to be fine, to be fair. So we've got a Glowworm boiler here. It's a Glowworm CXI, you said? What? Is it Glowworm CXI?
30 CXI.
It's a 30 CXI Ultracom. And the issue that we're getting is a pressure sensor. So it's an F9 fault, as you can see here. So I've drained all the water out there, as you can see. There's the pressure sensor right there. So I'm going to pull this pressure sensor out and see what it's like. So I've replaced the water sensor here. I've got a new water sensor in the van. I always have these sensors because they're the same.
Pretty standard, is it?
Yeah, I believe they're the same ones as the Vaillants. Let me just make sure.
It is a variant. That's
Yeah.
Variant, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same sensor
Yeah.
as the Vaillant here. So I'm just going to swap the pressure sensor around, recharge the vessel, and we're going to see if that sorts it first. So I've changed the pressure sensor, and the boiler is now working intermittently because the pump is very weak. So we're going to come back here, change the pump, and then we're going to see how we get on. But you can see the pump's very weak because when you take this screw out, you can see the water squirting all over the place. The second thing is when you're putting your ear next to it, you can hear the bearings. Yeah, the bearing plate's not the greatest, so we'll come back to this one with a new pump and take it from there. May get just a pump head to keep costs down. Let me show you guys what I'm up to on what I've been doing on the weekend. So at the minute, this is the back of the van, the new van which I've got. So what I've been doing is labelling all the boxes. As you can see, toilet fittings, push fit, end feed, overflow, as you can see. I've bought some more here. So I got this from Screwfix, by the way. They've got a really good deal on at the minute. There's no promotion. I mean, they're not sponsoring me or nothing like that. I'm just telling you straight off the bat. They have reposted one of my posts on Instagram and TikTok that I did on this, but that's different. I've got these ones here which I'm putting little fittings in, and then that's how I've literally kept everything from falling apart while I'm driving the van. I've just got a little thing that I had ages ago. Had chickens before and they used to sit in that as a coop, but that keeps all my tools together. My plan is to basically get everything into this van, and then I can figure out what I need, like where I'll have everything in the van, and then I can figure out what racking I exactly need for this. Let me show you my other van. So this is a bit messy at the minute because of, you know, things being here, but normally if you imagine, this is all clear and that ladder's not there either. So this is my other van. You can see similar thing that I've done, rad fittings, compression fittings. I've got fittings there, so it's going to be something similar to this, but it's going to be a little bit better than this, I would say. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'll show you what it's like when I'm done. I'm going to spend 1-2 hours just sorting that side out.